Growing up in the Bronx in the 80s was something out of a movie almost. Like New Jack City, poor. It really was. It felt like everything was a struggle just to maintain our life. Never mind getting a career, a better job. Even the people who had it good were struggling.
I think of my childhood in Brooklyn kind of like a Spike Lee movie. I remember hanging out with friends on stoops and just really enjoying time outside while the ice cream trucks were going down the blocks. It wasn't until I looked back at old photos that I realized that we were actually poor growing up.
I got an associate's and then a bachelor's in criminal justice. I was gung-ho going into law enforcement. I had gotten an offer letter for a federal agency. I started to go blind in my right eye. Turns out I had had MS for years, didn't know it. My offer from that agency was void at that point because I couldn't pass the medical. And in fact, you can't do any law enforcement with multiple sclerosis. So I have this degree in a field I can't get into. I was happy to take $12 an hour because no one would hire me.
Growing up, I'd always wanted to be a hairstylist. I never thought I could get a six-figure job without a college degree. I was working multiple jobs. I was babysitting, cleaning homes. I was doing anything to make ends meet.
How was the experience at Pursuit versus college? That's one of my favorite things about it, is that their success hinges on my success. College doesn't do that for you, right? It's like you get a job, great. Don't, great. These are your loans, that's how much you owe. You know, with Pursuit, it was more like, better your life is after this, the more you can contribute. College should be that way.
I had tons of challenges while I was at Pursuit. I experienced homelessness. I was couch surfing. I was sleeping on park benches. I was doing whatever I could do to just have a roof over my head. One of the biggest lessons that I got from Pursuit is just grit and learning how to keep pushing through. People who refused to see me quit because they believed in me. My first job is a software engineer at a Fortune 500 company. I get to work on a major news publication used by millions of people across the world. When I was offered my salary for my current position, it was at $100,000. I was completely blown away.
Life-changing is the right term. I could not have done this without Pursuit. I am a senior lead engineer for a theme park company. I am in charge of 7 apps for 13 parks. I review code for my juniors and the rest of my team. I'm the one who pushes the button and publishes to the Play Store.
Prior to the program, I was not in a stable place to have a child. I was unemployed and unable to care for anyone besides myself. But once I had my offer letter from my job, I knew then that I could care for her and I could provide for her in the way that I was supposed to do. And now I'm able to do much more for my daughter than just worry about where her next meal is coming from. I'm able to get her in extracurriculars like swimming and dance. I'm able to get her extra education outside of school to make sure she's meeting her expectations for grades. Able to think about her future and plan for her future in a way that I wouldn't be able to do if I was just making ends meet for today. Pursuit is a chance to chase your dream.
My life has been tough, and like everybody, we all have challenges. And for people who are able to get out of their rut, there are certain turning points where someone says, you know what, man, I believe in you. When I got into Pursuit, whoever decided to give me that spot, whoever did that, I would love to thank them. That was a turning point. Before coming to Pursuit, this young woman that I met, who I ended up marrying, is my biggest support, my wife, Brenda. If she didn't tell me that she believed in me, I would never have had the courage to apply to Pursuit to begin with. Before coming to Pursuit, before getting a job, she said, you know what, I believe in you. And we can make a life together. I believe in you. You can do this. You can get into tech. Of course, you're smart enough. I didn't believe it, but she did. And she was right. It's a great question, man. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for letting me flex on my wife. I love that woman. She's great.